not to promote them. But they got promoted anyway because of a contract that worked around the city charter. We cannot have contracts with the police department that go around the city charter. And as far as I know, the new contract is still under negotiation, and there's still a chance to change that.
So DPD's hands were basically tied. He had to get a promotion. They couldn't stop it. That's what you're saying?
That's what they claim. Now, there was an attorney on the Board of Police Commissioners who they have since fired. Shortly after, he told them that, you know what, you can appeal this. There is some case law that we would have something to work with, that we could at least give it a try, and they didn't want to hear about it. And so there's a problem, I think, with the sincerity of some of the commissioners. We've got some good ones on there, and some that I'm not quite so sure of, who seem like they're not really sincere when they say they have a problem with this. We need to also, and that's another thing that would be a commissioner issue as well as a department issue, is the retraining of officers. When Jones was up to be suspended, a line of, I'm guessing about 30 or more officers lined up one at a time, each one echoing the one before them, saying that Jones followed his training, saying that they would do the same thing in the same situation, and that he was all good. Well, if that's the case, then it doesn't even matter if Jones is gone, because then we have a whole department, that, or at least a lot of people in the department, who seem to believe that it's okay to do the exact same thing, the same way, in the same circumstances. And that really points to a systemic problem and a need to adjust policy and train officers on changes to use of force policy so we don't have incidents like this again. This woman, Shelby Smith, has been kept away from the public. She is a victim of a broken guardianship system, which is a whole other issue of injustice, but it's connected because she isn't able to get her side of the story as a victim in this beating. Fortunately, the video can speak for her, but maybe that's not enough. There's matters of, for instance, whether or not there's provocation, and, you know, there's no point really me repeating things I heard secondhand, but I think she would be able to speak on those things if she were allowed to speak at all.
Have you spoken to her about this?
No, but I've spoken to her sister who spoke to her. That's my second-hand contact.
Do you get a sense that this whole, him getting it, but also getting a second trial, which, if he's found innocent on this, would wipe away whatever happened before, correct?
Yes.
Is that, how is that weighing on her? I know it's second-hand, but does her sister offer any insight as to how this is affecting her?
Oh, it's causing her great stress and unhappiness, because to have her, you know, it's bad enough that her sister, like I said, is stuck in this guardianship situation, which has taken up a lot of her time. She has had her own lawsuits, and, you know, it gave contact information. She's got her own, you know, troubles with that, and expenses and time. She now lives in Texas. She visits Detroit frequently, partially because of this and also because of other matters. Like Shelby is a mother, and she is that girl's aunt. So she also comes up here to visit her niece, and she also comes up here to visit the rest of her family. So, you know, but she has to, you know, work overtime in order to pay for travel, and it's emotionally grating to have to continuously deal with this, and to see that somebody has pretty much gotten nothing but a slap on the wrist for doing this to her sister.
And go back to the promotion. I mean, that also has to stick with people who see the video, number one, and then find out that this guy actually got a promotion after this incident.
Yeah, and again, what happened is, in the contract that they have with the union, the officers are able to get promotions simply for passing a test and being employed there, essentially. That there is a test they take to show if they're qualified based upon the way they answer it, and maybe there's other ways to test them. And then based upon those results, they can get promotions. And so it's a fairly, you know, drawn out, what's the word I'm looking for? It's this fairly scripted, system where you just procedural. That's what
I guess the question is, are you guys angry or outraged when?
Oh, hell yeah. Heck yeah.
No justice,
no peace! Yeah, definitely very upset. Again, it's disturbing to see somebody that we have seen commit violent acts, to know that person is being entrusted with the safety of the community. That's just not right. You know, abuse, what does this say about anyone else abusing women when it seems like it's okay for a police officer to go and treat a woman this way? What does that say say about other people? I mean, that's kind of like, is it matter? It doesn't matter.
Johnny, what are you hoping for with this latest trial as this goes forward? Same result as the first, or something worse?
Yes, I think he needs to be found guilty. I'm not sure whether a new sentence is permissible with a new trial, but if it is, I think we need to have more than probation. I think he needs to be in some way, whether they make it a condition of his parole or what, they need to somehow pull this man out of the Detroit Police Department. The board and the board themselves needs to negotiate a contract where they're able to fire abusive officers and where they're able to deny promotions to abusive officers without having to appeal or sue, though I think they should have done that already.
Thank you.
Who's got to go?
DeWayne Jones.
Who's got to go?
DeWayne Jones.
No justice!
No peace.